In terms of speeding up the whole process, because the reason we need 800,000 new homes is for population reasons.
Absolutely.
By 2050, there could be more than 8 million people living on the island as a whole. So that's why we need all those extra homes. What do you recommend should happen? I mean, what are the first things that Eoin Murphy and his pals can do now to speed up the process?
As I've mentioned some of them there, like setting up a central portal so that you put your planning applications in one location. It's adjudicated not by 31 different local authorities, by one local authority or by one body, and try and standardise our planning.
But they will say, the local people say, only we know our neighbourhood, only we know whether you can have 100 apartments in that location, only we know, etc., etc.
Well, sorry, that's just the validation of the planning. Now, there needs to be more consistency across the whole planning system. Like in Dublin, for instance, there are 4 development plans for a population of 1.2 million people, all with different planning standards. Now we've got to start standardising our planning system more coherently. We have a set of planning documentation that's about 2 metres high at the moment. We've had 60 years of planning. We need to simplify our planning acts. We need to take them and simplify them, take a lot of the legalese out of them. It's becoming impenetrable for people to understand the planning system.
You see, and one of the things is people say, well, if you allow the rules to be relaxed and people build more freely than they have done, you'll end up with a lot of bad buildings, ugly buildings. We're getting those anyway.
There's no doubt, I mean, interpretation of architecture and architectural style is one issue where you can run into problems. We try to do, obviously as architects, we try to do the very best job we can, but we are still dealing with a complex system of planning that is very subjective at times.
And one man's meat is another man's poison.
Correct. So in the regulation system, we do need to set up a body that can define what is compliant and what isn't. And that can help to ease up any of these log jams that we're going to find in delivery as we try to deliver housing.